Hey, Shapeworks here with another deck profile video, and this time is actually for a really big change of the deck, and it's actually something that I've never actually seen before, and I did look up if this was an original idea, and it kind of is and kind of isn't, and you'll kind of understand that as I go, but let's just get into it. Not really any need to explain. Typical 3 Dragon Pit because best high scale. The usual 1 Pulse because really good card for monster removal. 3 Oath Dragon. Best low scale of the deck. I'm not even going to explain what their effects are because people most likely know what they do already, so 3 Wisdom Eye. And here's the first change of the deck that you'll see. And I went from 3 Odd Eyes to 2, just because I needed room, and the deck can survive on 2, and you don't really need the third. Plus the third kept clogging, so I put it down to 2. Still run the Noble Dragon because one of the best tuners of the deck. Skullcrabba Jokers, self-explanatory. And here comes the biggest change of the deck. Luster Pendulum, but that's not all. The Master Pendulum and Vector Pendulum. The reason why I added these is because I needed some kind of engine to make the deck have more plays, have more comeback plays, and just to have a lot more plays in general, and have more pendulums in the deck. And the reason why I go 1-2-2 and not 1-3-2 or any of that is because I noticed if you run more than 2 of each, the deck will clog, and that is not a good thing. So this is the best consistency for the deck. So plus this also really helps just having the small Dracoslyer engine. So this is just fantastic. I personally love how I added these to the deck. It has made this deck significantly better than the Dark engine that I was originally running. And that is not a hit on you, Rico. But anyway, this is just a really good engine. Just want to clarify that one more time because I just love it that much. And here's a few cards that I got from the Infinite Gold, which I was trying to get already, but this just helped. And the first card is Eccentric Archfiend, pretty explanatory. Put in scale, pop itself, destroy a spell or trap, then pendulum summon it back, pop a monster. Just so good, just being able to destroy 2 of the opponent's cards with 1 card. And here's 2 Max C. I'm going to play a 3rd as soon as I get a 3rd Max C, but right now 2 is doing fine, but I will run a 3rd when I get a 3rd. And 2 Effect Veiler, I went from 2 to 3, or I mean 3 to 2, just because you don't really need 3, plus the 3rd normally just clogs, but I do side the 3rd, so yeah. And I play 1 Ghost Ogre, just because Ghost Ogre in this format is actually pretty good, just because if you're facing Monarch, and they go Domain, activate Domain to reduce the level of a monster in their hand, just Ghost Ogre it, just like that. What's another good example? Oh, of course, Draco Pals. When they activate Monkey Board, obviously, if they activate pretty much anything, it's a good way to get rid of it. I even did Ghost Ogre to Beatrice when I had Abyss Dweller on field, and that just destroyed him. That was one of my favorite plays I did with Ghost Ogre so far. Alright, and that's the monster lineup. The spells are pretty much this is the best spell of the deck. 3 Draco Face Off, just because with this build or any Dracoslyer deck, you could just do so much with this 1 card because it gets you to 4 monsters with 1 card, and that's insane. So yeah, I play 3 of it because best spell in the deck. I still play Pendulum Call, but I reduced it to 2 because the discard cost was just a little bit too costly at times. But I still play 2 because it's still a really good spell to get you to your pendulums, and it's just more consistency. And I went from 2 to 3 Wavering Eyes just because since you have so many pendulums in the deck now, this is never dead. Plus, if you're going up against a mirror match or Dracopels, it's always good to have the 3rd win. Most players I've noticed are only playing 2 because there's hardly any pendulum decks anymore. So I run 3 just because consistency and Dracopels. So I still play Skyrus and Terraforming just because still good card, protects your scales, get you to your Odd Eyes plays, and Terraforming, yeah, no need to explain that again. And this time I have 2 instant fusions, not for 2 instant fusions, 1 Nodin, but 2 instant fusions for 2 Nodins. The reason why I do that is mainly because I don't have the Dracoslyer fusion, and I need to fill up that spot, plus 2 Nordens is really good. So yeah, 2 instant fusions. And the final 2 cards of the deck are 2 MST, just because back row is very hurtful against this deck, and you need as much back row removal as possible. So what's the better job of than, or better use than MST, especially since people might be citing anti-spell. So good idea to have at least 2 main deck options to get rid of anti-spell. So yeah, main deck. And let's go extra deck. I went down a lot on my rank 7s just because the deck doesn't go into them that often, so I chose the best 2, and that would be Ebon Illusion and Odd Eyes Absolute. Ebon Illusion just creates so many plays and gets rid of so many of the opponent's monsters just because you can banish whatever you want when the normal type monster attacks. Plus, since you have more than 1 normal type monster in the deck now, other than Pulse, wait, let me see if I'm getting this right. Just had a thought. Oh, it's only 1 spellcaster type. Never mind about that. Alright, so you still just use Pulse for it. That's my mistake. And you can still banish stuff and all that. And the Absolute is, because it's an Odd Eyes build, and still gets you 2 really good plays and puts more pressure on board. And the next, I still only run just number 39 Utopia Beyond just because he's that good. And I did add in number 39 or S39 Utopia the Lightning just because obvious he's a really great card. And for my rank 4s, I play Castell, Abyss Dweller, Utopia for the Lightning, and Manchester Paladin because Dracoslayers. And since I pulled it in the Infinite Gold, Giant Hand, because why the hell not when you have room to just add Giant Hand. So yeah, rank 4s, and I still run only 3 synchros, but this time it's obviously 2 Ignister and the 1 Burst, or Meteor Burst, just because best synchros for Pendulum decks right now. Well, until that Pendulum Synchro monster comes out, which I can't wait for. I'm going to add him immediately to this deck and find out a way to use him. But yeah, 3 synchros. And I also play the 3 fusions, obviously, for the 2 Nodens that I said I played. And I still play Odd Eyes Vortex, just because Odd Eyes Vortex is good. And that's the entire build. Let me know what you think, and yeah. See ya.